How many times have you said, that's a funny coincidence? I want to do this video for people to just realise things that we label are coincidences, they are not. They are synchronicities. And the universe has to do a lot of things to align these synchronicities onto our path, into our life, into our dreams. Coincidences are just the universe's way of putting things in front of you. And so these things can happen in like signs that you see, like clear signs. It can happen in a song that you turn on when you turn your car on and a particular song plays on the radio. It can be an animal in your dream and looking what the message is within that animal. It can be numbers. I mean, I happen to be seeing 555 quite a lot at the moment. And I've also seen a ladybird, which is very rare to see at this time of year because they're in hibernation. And so what I've noticed through my own journey is when you realise that there are signs everywhere and you start to pay attention more, it's like you will continuously start to get messages from the universe. Even things like, let's say my sister and I were talking about somebody that had passed and a white feather landed in her hand. Or I was feeling sad as I was like working through stuff and going on a meditative walk, and then I seen a grey feather just at that moment as I looked down. And as I said, can have particular dreams where animals may give you a message, or you might have a very, very clear message in your dream. I mean, I've had some very clear messages, like at a time when I didn't know what the Akashic Records was. I woke up with that repeating, look up Akashic Records, look up Akashic Records. And I was thinking, I don't even know how to spell this word, let alone what it is. And sometimes it can be, have you ever noticed where somebody says something like, oh yeah, somebody else recommended that book, recommended that film, mentioned that. I feel like the first time you hear it or see it is like just a little nudge. The second time is like the universe holding you by the shoulders and giving you a little shake. By the time you hear the same thing 3 times, it's like a slap, like please take notice. So maybe you could start, I don't know, little notes section on your phone, or have a little pad, and that every time something stands out enough for you, it's like, oh, I wonder if this is a sign. I wonder if I look this up. So I would often look up what's the angel meaning, or what's the spiritual meaning behind a number, or an animal in a dream. But sometimes the messages are very, very clear. Like as an example, once I was talking with a previous partner before we were partners, and I was saying about, I just feeling like I want to end, or that it's time to end the relationship that I was in. And as I said that, I looked up and there was this massive black and white sign, bold capitals, it's time for a new chapter. And that happens so many times with other things. And it's so frequent that literally there's just no chance it's a coincidence. And so when you start to label things now like, oh, that was a funny coincidence, ask yourself, was it a coincidence, or what could be the message? What was it that I heard? What exactly was it that I thought was a coincidence? And start to write them down and see if you can start to find your own patterns and messages within these things that are coming to your attention. And just trust that these things are coming to you for a reason, and there either be guidance or just little signs letting you know that you're on the right path. But the universe is also the same as like our intuition. Like our intuition are things that are coming from within, and things that are coming from without are messages from the universe, and from within is from our soul, from our spirit. So just trust in that and start. And when you start to pay attention, it's the same as dreams. The more you pay attention to them, the more you'll remember, the more messages you'll see. And it's the same with this. The more you start to pay attention, the more you will recognize a lot quicker which ones are messages, very clear messages for you. All right, any comments, any feedback, yeah, just drop it in the comments and let me know. All right, take care, much love and blessings, bye.